𝐥𝐢𝐤𝐤, everyone.
𝐥𝐢𝐤, which is Greek for white rabbits, white rabbits, white rabbits.
So it is the 1st of December and we are going to answer some of the questions we've been getting asked on Instagram, TikTok and YouTube. So here we go, roll titles. First question is, do you think a move would be doable for someone in a normal 9-to-5 job?
Short answer, no.
I would say no, because I think most of the 9-to-5 jobs here are seasonal jobs, or they are already done by Greek people who basically have those roles. So admin type of jobs, any traditional 9-to-5 jobs here, I would say are done by Greek people. Plus as well, I don't know how the wages would be for a job like that, because although living out here in Zakynthos is a lot cheaper than living in the UK, it's still not as cheap as people think when you're living here. So I just don't know if that would be an option.
Kind of building out on that, the reason why it works for us is because of the jobs that we do are quite specialist. If you've been watching this channel for any kind of time, we're videographers and photographers. We work in the wedding industry out here, filming. We also do a lot of corporate and commercial stuff out here. But we also work in entertainment as well.
And we do other work as well, like online work as well.
Yeah, a lot. I do a lot of online editing, you're a VA. So we've got a lot of those. So kind of our income is built up of a number of different jobs, which has always kind of been our way.
I was going to say, but we have been self-employed in the UK for years, and we've always almost had at least 3 trades between us, jumping from job to job to job. So that's how we've generally made our money over the past 20 odd years, and that's how we just foresee money being made for us. So yeah. What
I do know, speaking to people who work out here in the bars and the restaurants and all that, because it's seasonal, they work for those 6 months, and then there's pretty much no work for 6 months other than like maybe olive picking, which is a big export out here. So a lot of them, they go on to the mainland to work for the 6 months.
But people don't just have one job. They'll do a stint in a bar, and then they'll do a morning shift at somewhere else, and then they'll be working somewhere else. Like everyone has like 3 jobs just because the season is so busy. So you're making money in the summer. But you know, people do have admin jobs, 9-to-5 jobs in town as well. But the winter here is very different to the summer.
Next question, do you have a local language school to learn, or did you speak Greek before moving? Neither. Well, there is a local language school here. There are also a number of people who do actually teach Greek to foreigners out here. We haven't got round to that yet. It's very difficult. I find the language very difficult, and generally both of us are really quite good at picking up languages. Yeah. When we've worked in Spain, France, the Roman languages, we're pretty good at kind of getting by.
We are learning Greek though.
Yeah, it's just really difficult. The alphabet is Hellenic, so everything looks different.
We are learning Greek. It is, during the summer you don't really need it. The winter, I would say you kind of do need it. Plus we want to learn it. Like it's not a case for us that we wouldn't even consider learning Greek. We are going to learn it. It's just, it's been busy since we got here, but it's on the list. We do well, I've got apps, I don't know about you, but we do like little bits of app stuff, and we are going to find a teacher who can hopefully help us and teach us. So if you know anyone in Zakynthos who gives really great classes, then drop them down below. And yeah, have you been to Tragaki village yet? It's so lovely. And do you have any gigs in Tsilivi? So
gigs?
Singing gigs.
Oh,
so Tragaki, I think I've said that right. I think we have been there on a tour. We've not been there yet to explore, but it is on my list of places to explore, because I am looking at places where I would potentially like to move to. So yeah, so that's on our list. We will explore it during the summer. And as for the gigs, he can speak for this.
I don't think I've gigged in Tragaki.
That wasn't the question.
What was the question?
Tsilivi.
Tsilivi. Have I gigged in Tsilivi?
Yeah.
Have I? Where?
Mags.
Oh, yeah. Magdalene is in Tsilivi, 𝐥𝐢𝐤𝐤 pub in Tsilivi, and I've also gigged at the Zante Maris this year as well. I'm going down to 4 nights next year, but one of them will be in Tsilivi.
And I'm going to 6.
Yeah, you're going to 6. Em's going back on stage.
So I will be gigging at some point next year. I don't know where I'll be gigging, but as soon as I know, I'll let you all know. If anyone wants to come and watch us gig, please do, because we'd love that. Adam would hate it, but I would love it.
I would hate
Don't go
it.
and see him,
No,
come and see me, although I'm not a singer, I'm just a dancer, so that's
just
slightly more boring, but come and see us perform. If you want to know where we're performing, follow our
Instagram.
Yeah, because we'll probably post it on there.
Next question. What kind of visa do you have, or are you applying for citizenship? We have applied for a residence permit.
Well, you have yours.
I have my residence permit because I am Irish, although you can't tell by the accent. I have an Irish passport.
And I have an EU spousal visa.
Permit. There are a lot of names for a lot of things out here. But yeah, in short, because of the freedom of movement that is allowed throughout the EU, the UK had it before Brexit, we can move, live and work anywhere within the EU.
We will not be applying for Greek citizenship.
Will we not?
No?
Oh, we're not going to speak the language, are we?
No, it's not that. It's just we're citizens of the United Kingdom. I don't want to give up my citizenship of the UK because we still have ties there. We have a house there. We have family there. So until we no longer have that, I don't see the point in giving up our citizenship. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's a thing, right? You can like renounce your citizenship.
Yeah, just like our neighbour.
Maybe we should have looked into this before we actually moved, but you know, I don't think we'll be applying for. I don't know.
We don't have to.
I don't know. We'll see what happens. We're very just chilled about this whole thing.
Stay tuned.
Don't even know if we're going to be here, like in a couple of years. Might be living in Thailand.
How do you get gigs? Is it an agency?
No. We get gigs. Well, Adam got his gigs this year because he was an employee of a friend of ours who lives out here, who has a well-established business and has been living out here for years, and they've made really great connections with all of the hotels and the bars, and they are basically Zante's biggest supplier of entertainment, and they're just bloody brilliant. So yeah, so that's how Adam got his gigs last year, and how I'm getting my gigs in 2024 will be the same way. Essentially, we are employees. So yeah, she's our boss lady, boss bitch.
On top of that, we run our videography and photography,
our own business,
media production company out here. Emma runs that. So yeah, again, it's
I'm his boss.
Brilliant.
Is moving to Greece a viable option with a young family? Dunno. Don't have kids. Don't know anything about school, education here, anything about what else you need to know if you have kids, like prices for stuff, nurseries and all that. I would not have a clue.
We don't know. Bear in mind though, however, that the schools aren't open during the summer. So if you're in the mindset that the 6-week holidays are long, and you're loving the fact that in the UK they're about to talk about having shorter summer holidays than 6 weeks, bear in mind that out here, I think they're off school for about 3 months. Is it 3 months?
About that, yeah.
Yeah. So towards the end of mid to the end of the summer, in all the, kind of the holiday areas and all that, you see a lot of the owners and workers' kids there in work as well.
Which is amazing to see. It's
fun.
so great to see. And the kids are brilliant. Like, oh my God, the Greek kids are just, they're lovely, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. It really helps to teach them, I think, not only where their money comes from, to pay for other things, but respect, social skills,
discipline, manners. So much what's missing from a number of UK kids.
Yeah, but talking to the nuts and bolts of actually the things you need for kids development and all that, we wouldn't be able to talk on that, sorry. Next question, how long have you lived in Greece? Well, if you haven't seen the previous videos, we took the, what do you call it? The epic budget road trip. Is that what you called that?
Maybe, it's
playlist. Back in April. So we've lived here since the 7th of April. We left the UK on the 2nd. And it's now the 1st of December. So that's how long we've lived here. If
you had to pick one as a favourite, who would you pick out of Gino and Giuseppe?
Oh my God.
Gino.
Giuseppe. And here's the thing, that's not through our choosing. They chose us.
Yeah.
So Gino tagged onto Emma nice and early when we got him, and Emma was his favourite. And I think when Giuseppe came along, Giuseppe just thought, well, he's got her, so I'll have him. Can anyone buy a property and live in Greece? And what about the language barrier? We kind of touched on the language barrier before. A lot of people do speak English here. I mean, like, it's one of the biggest GDPs is tourism. So even when you get a lot of Dutch out here and Italians, although they do speak a lot of Italian, they speak most days you'll hear 2 people who aren't English speaking English. So that's not, we don't really have a problem with the language barrier. We do try, so it kind of shows a bit of willing. With regards to buying a property and living in Greece, obviously,
depends where about you're from now. Like,
it does.
Yeah, because if you're from the UK, I think you can buy a property, whether you can live. I think you can buy a property if you're from the UK. If you're from Europe, you can definitely buy one. Then again, it all depends on how long you can enter the country, how long you can stay here, whether you can make money from the property. For example, if you're from the UK, you buy a property and then you rent it out. I'm not too sure about that, because then you're getting an income. It all depends on your situation. But if you were from the UK, for example, let's assume you are from the UK and you wanted to buy a property in Greece, I think you can. But whether you can live in the property, you need some form of visa to be able to do that. So you can either go to, well,
it's the golden visa.
The golden visa, the financially independent visa, or the digital nomad visa. There are 3 options to get yourself over to Greece and basically do what we're doing if you're from the UK. That's what I know. These rules are changing all the time. The best way to ask any questions like this is to join the British and Greece group on Facebook, because they are very up to date and they've helped us navigate our whole trip here. Okay, so our final question is, what's the Roach and Mozzie situation like? Hell. It's hell. I'm not gonna, there's no...
Not the Roach.
No, not the Roach. The Mozzie situation for me personally is hell. Now, next year will be very telling, because people who've lived here for years are like, they don't get bitten now. Last year I got bitten alive. We couldn't even sit out on our terrace. We've got a lovely terrace at the front of our house, but because it's got loads of plants and trees and bushes and flowers, honestly, the mozzies are, there's thousands out there. You couldn't sit out there past sunset, even though we had all the mosquito tea lights and the citronella candles and the coils. We had everything, and I still got bitten alive. I'm going to insert a clip now of hell on earth with mosquitoes. If anyone knows any way, please God send me away, because I just get bitten so much.
We've had a recommendation by a venue owner here to get one of these.
It's ugly though.
We have had a recommendation from a restaurant owner here for one of the blue lights, if anyone remembers.
The ugliest sin. I'm not having it on my patio. Ugly.
If you remember Greg's back in the
it's like walking into a butcher's.
One of those, but you can get them so they don't actually make the zapping sound anymore. And where the place where it was recommended, you couldn't even see it because it was hidden around the corner and you couldn't even see it.
It was hidden behind like a menu sign. I'm not going to have a menu sign on me thing, am I?
There are places here where we can hide stuff that you're not going to be able to see the blue light. I think it's worth giving it a go. I think they're about €40-50. And because they're attracted to it. So yeah. Also, it's worth saying that where we actually live on the island is notorious for the likes of mosquitoes. With regards to different areas of the island, I know that mosquitoes are less of a problem. So I think it might just be specific to where we live.
I'm just going to keep talking about this because it's something I feel quite passionately about. We have mosquito nets on all of our, not all, most of our windows and doors, but because we're in a rental, they're not the greatest condition. So we get loads of mosquitoes in the house because you have to have your windows and doors open to summer because it's so hot. So I thought it was just a seasonal thing. I thought it was just summer. No, turns out it's still here in the winter. It's the 1st of December. He got bit last night, sat on the sofa, and no windows were open or nothing. So they're all year round. As for the roaches, we haven't seen any. I'm assuming you mean a cockroach. We haven't seen any. Have we? Have you?
No.
This is where he tells me he saw one in the wardrobe or something. One thing we have a problem with though is geckos. I don't mind them. Not in my kitchen, like not happening. We had one in our sink, fell from the ceiling, plop, went down. Imagine if that was over a pan. We had one in the kitchen again, moved the air fryer out the way and it was behind the air fryer. We had a rather large one above our door. We had one above that door. We've had at least 4 that I've seen in the house. I don't know how they get in. I don't know. Possibly underneath the door because we've got like about an inch gap underneath the door. We've had the cats bringing stuff in. So the cats brought in a field mouse, geckos, consistently geckos, and
Gino loves his cicadas, doesn't he? Grasshoppers
as well. So I mean, this is one thing that I'm not okay with. I am not okay with this. Apparently we've got a snake in the garden. Everyone just talks about the snake.
Apparently Giuseppe was fighting with it the other month.
The cat was fighting with it. I mean, I am not good with I cannot stress, I am not good with this stuff. I know I chose to live in Greece, that's fine. I'm not good with this stuff, okay? I'm not good with it. I'm getting better. I don't think it will ever be normal for me to wake up and see a gecko in my house. Like that's never going to be acceptable for me. I struggle with a lot of this. The wildlife I struggle with.
Wildlife.
The spiders. I'm all right with them now though, and I'm getting so much better. Yeah. If I was to see a rat, that's it, I'd be home. Like, I've already seen a snake, a dead one. I have a phobia of snakes. I have a phobia of anything that's not a cat or a dog, basically. The cicadas are proper loud in there in the summer as well. Yeah. So loud.
Cicadas, grasshoppers, quite interchangeable. There's a few trees by ours and they seem to live in there and they're really loud. Now when they're not going and it's in the distance, it sounds beautiful. When it's right next to you, it's literally like an alarm going 24/7.
I was doing a voiceover on TikTok and I had to lock myself in the bathroom and put my head under a towel to record the voiceover because the cicadas were that loud.
And the bathroom is pretty much in the middle of the building just to get away from them. They're so loud. I was hoping to do, actually I think the only voiceover work that I can do, because I do voiceover work as well, I can only do it in the winter.
And we also have chickens as well, which is fun.
Final question. Open.
Okay,
this is kind of one from us to us.
Is it?
Yeah.
From you to us, because I don't know this is even happening.
Okay.
He's gone west here.
Final question. What is a big thing that you love about living here, having been here now for well over 7 months? Could be an aspect, could be whatever.
The lifestyle. It's to do with the weather, I think. It's the ability to live more al fresco. Everything we do now is a lot more outside based, and it's the ability to be around nature, open spaces, beautiful places with no pollution, no litter, there's not a lot of people. It's just calmer. Everything is a lot more tranquil. It's just laid back. It's just oh so rustic, oh so basic, and oh so peaceful.
To touch on that, actually, it's not cold outside, it's just a little bit windy today and it'll pick up on the mic because that's why we're inside for the first time film one of these this year. No, I get that. For me, it's the bubble. I still get my news and all that, and we've spoken about it on different separate videos, but I just love how I wake up and I'm not completely 100% focused on current affairs. And I mean, that's not a great thing.
But you could be though.
We're aware of what's going on.
You could be.
What do you mean?
You could be.
If I
You could
chose to be.
easily slip back into that
Yeah.
life. You could be. So I don't think that's necessarily out here. It's just your mindset out here that allows you to filter that.
That's it. I think that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you want to live in a bubble, this is the perfect place to do it. Dip in and dip out. There's not great things going on in the world right now, but we're able to see little bits of it and then kind of come away. And I mean, it's kind of almost like self-protection, isn't it? Because I was absolutely obsessed.
You was, yeah. Do you know what I always said? I just want to off and live on an island.
And we did.
Look at me now.
So that's that current Q&A done. Thank you very much for watching.
Thanks for the questions.
If you have any questions that we haven't touched on that you'd like to kind of get in for the next time we do one of these, let us know in the comments below. Also, don't forget we're on Instagram and on TikTok, making some amazing TikToks. Had one TikTok go quite popular, and yeah, not great comments, some people. So get on there if you're nice and maybe boost the positivity. That'd be great.
Bye folks, take care. We'll see you on the next one.
See ya.